Welcome to BootSpy. My name's William, and today I'm talking about the Taft Jack boot. I'm gonna talk about the upper quality, sole quality, fit and sizing, durability, and ultimately, whether or not this boot is right for you. Let's get into it. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. As I said today, we're talking about the Taft Jack boot. By now, you've probably heard of Taft. They're up there neck and neck with Thursday in terms of most ads on your page at once. They do a really good job at getting the word out. And this is the Jack boot, and it's probably their most popular boot. And it is, typically the standard one has a wool upper and then the leather toe and heel. It's a really unique boot. Very interesting looking, but I could never really get behind it. I always saw it. I saw it a ton of times, but I never could pull the trigger because I wasn't so into the wool and leather combo. But once they released this newer version, this is the Eden colorway. They also have an Eden Noir with a black toe cap. And then they also have cashmere and red paisley. All of that is a cotton jacquard stitch, which has this very silk-like texture to it and a great shine to it. I love the way this looks. I did put this on my list of top 5 best boots for summer 2021 because in my opinion, this is just made with 100% dope sauce. Let's get started and talk about the style. Now this is a Blake stitched boot and it's built on a dress shoe last. That means this profile right here, super narrow throughout the toe. And then it's also quite, I don't know how to say, short or shallow, but this toe is not very tall at all. It's maybe 1.5 inches, 2 inches. So if you need a lot of room for your toes, you're not gonna get it here, and that's because it is built on that dress shoe last. Obviously, if you're getting floral stitching on your boot, you're not going for something that's super rugged that you wanna tear through the mud in. So having a dress shoe last isn't a big deal, and I do prefer that narrow, slim silhouette. Looking at the upper quality, the toe cap and heel counter are both made with Italian full grain leather, and then it is fully lined with vegetable tan full grain leather. As I said, most Jack boots have a wool upper, but this is a cotton jacquard stitch. They have this in Eden, the Eden Noir, which is the same pattern right here, but then the toe cap and heel counter are black leather. And then you have cashmere and the red paisley. So hard to choose between those 4 options. Ultimately, I went with the standard Eden because I love this contrast right here. I think it's so unique. And I couldn't pass it up. What really strikes me about the jacquard weaving is that it has this shine to it, and you kind of see when I'm doing it in the light right here. But when you're seeing it in person, it has this beautiful sheen to it, like it was silk or something like that. And it just speaks that this is really, really high quality that can't be replicated with any sort of cheap fabric. The Taft Jack has a leather sole with these rubber studs in here for extra traction. And then the top lift is a half rubber, half leather top lift with a stacked leather heel. I like how they've kept the sole and the stacked leather heel that natural leather. I think it's a great contrast between the dyed leather toe cap, the natural leather, and it really makes this boot look very, has a lot of dynamics to it, so it makes it a great upscale casual choice. Now the footbed and midsole are leather all the way through. There's no cork in this, so it does take a while to compress, but with a Blake stitch shoe, I think that's okay because it is a dressier version. So it's not gonna have as much shock absorption because it's basically, leather footbed, leather midsole, leather outsole. So you're not getting a ton of shock absorption, but you're not really gonna be putting in too many miles wearing these boots, hopefully at once, because they are a dressier style. And that's just kind of how I wear dress boots anyway. Now the Taft Jack does have a steel shank in it, which helps with arch support. And that's very helpful for a boot that has an all leather insole and outsole. Taft has started offering the Jack boot in half sizes, which is a pretty new development. So if you're anywhere between 8 and 11, some of those most popular sizes, you can find them in half sizes. Those are available. And with any Taft boot, you wanna go a half size smaller than your sneaker size. So I'm a size 10.5 in sneakers. I picked up the Jack Eden in a size 10 and they fit me perfectly. Again, these are pretty narrow. They are pretty slim at the top. So if you have a wide foot or you need extra room, maybe get your true sneaker size, something like that. But for me, going a half size down, that's the way to go. Looking at the break-in period, there basically was none. This cotton jacquard weave is super soft, very, very flexible. The only issue was kind of breaking in maybe the heel a little bit because you do have that leather lining and then you do have this stiffer heel, but I didn't even get a blister. It wasn't even sore. That leather footbed is gonna take a couple miles to sink into, but that's not really a problem. You know, you just wear a thicker pair of socks the first couple times, boom, no problem. Here's my final verdict on the Taft Jack boot. When it comes to materials and construction quality, Taft nailed it on this one. This is a really, really well done boot. Now, as an everyday boot, I would definitely not wear the Jack Eden every single day, and nor do I think I would wear the wool versions. I'm not really even that much of a fan of the wool versions. That said, like with this jacquard weave, any of these ones, the cashmere or red paisley, those are all super, super cool. So I love the way this looks, but it is definitely not an everyday boot for me. I kind of feel like the Taft Jack it's like the moment in an NBA game where it's kind of getting down to it. Your favorite team's winning, but it's still a really close game. And then the best player goes up, hits a three, and the game is over. And you know it is. So it's like, oh man, they call it the dagger. And that is how I feel about the Taft Jack. It's like, you can have an awesome boot collection, but like once every 2 weeks, you bust this out and it knocks people's socks off because this is just a killer looking boot. So if you're new to the world of boots, I would probably steer towards something more classic, maybe a Thursday captain, something that is super, super versatile that you can wear with a wide variety of outfits. This is not something I can wear with a wide variety of outfits, but when I do have an outfit that works with this, it is awesome. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, please hit that subscribe button down below and also give me a thumbs up. Both are super helpful for the channel and I really appreciate it. Until next time, put your best boot forward.